Hey, it's Dan Digler. Welcome to day 8 of I Ain't No April Fool 30-day marketing challenge. Yesterday, we talked about value propositions. Yesterday and today is kind of a two-parter about marketing strategy and what I feel are the two basics to a marketing strategy. So go back and if you haven't yet, listen to day 7 where we explored value props. Today, we're going to jump into something called the buyer persona. And I really love creating buyer personas because they really help me understand, who my client or who my customer is, which really helps me understand the rest of my marketing. Because if I know who my customer is, I know where they're at online. I know where they're at in the real world. I know what motivates them to make decisions, who influences them, what their worries and their cares are. And I better understand how they make decisions so that I can do a better job marketing to them. So on some level, all of my clients and all of you have some intuition of who your customer actually is. So taking the time to write it all down really solidifies it and helps you to actually run experiments and do marketing campaigns that test whether that's valid or not, that allows you to update and change it. So where do I start with buyer personas? Well, usually I start with the basics of demographics. How old are they? What age bracket are they in? Are they in a certain income level? Is it a specific gender? And then beyond that, then I get into, what industry am I in? Are there cycles in this industry? For instance, the education K through 12 industry, there are definite cycles, where there's a lot of purchasing done leading into the summer months so that projects can be completed while students are away. And then again, there's a bit of a buying cycle somewhere around winter break, so that during winter break, certain projects could get completed, so that while students are in class, things aren't upended. But the same might be true in certain manufacturing industries or in fashion, in clothing, even fast fashion retail. We see that there's 4 major cycles with the 4 seasons, and then there might be some sub-cycles, with the holidays or with school coming back into session. So understanding these influences on our customer are really important to understand how we're going to talk to them and where they're going to be. So other things I also think about are, who influences them? Do they have a spouse? Do they have a boss? Do they have subordinates, maybe children, friends of some sort that really influence their thinking? Or are there industry leaders that influence them? And what do they talk about? Do they have life goals? Are they at a stage in their life where they are looking for career advancement? Are they getting really close to retirement? The language that we use with individuals in each of these life stages is different. So after I've kind of written all this out in like bullet format, I then try and write a story about that profile, and I may have more than one profile. There may be more than one person that I'm trying to target, but it could be like Amy the accountant, and then I write out a story about who is Amy, and using all of that detail about her age, her family, her income, education level, etc. I go through and I write out a story of who is Amy, what does she like to do, who does she listen to, what does she watch, how does she like to be talked to, and it really paints a picture of who this prospect, who this potential customer is, and it really allows me to speak to them in a valuable and meaningful way. So my challenge to you today is take some time to write out a ton of bullets about who your customer is, and then write a 2 to 3 paragraph story. It doesn't have to be long. I'm not talking pages, just 2 to 3 paragraphs describing who this customer is. It could be someone you see every day walking into your business. That is a perfect person to base this on. If there's someone that comes in all the time, just pay attention and then write notes down about who that is, and then write a story about them. Why are they coming in? What are they grabbing? How often? They have questions that they ask you all the time. What are those questions about? Is it because they're curious? Is it because they're explorational? Is it because they just never remember where things are? All of that is cool. So go take some time and write out that customer story. And then when paired with your value proposition from yesterday, we can then jump into more about marketing channels and your marketing mix. And that's coming up tomorrow. So thanks for joining me today on day 8 as we explore buyer personas in the I Ain't No April Fool 30-Day Marketing Challenge.